Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Badfish and welcome back to another episode of Gone Gaming, and of course welcome back to the city of Mauna Key. So today guys, we are starting off our episode a little bit different. I know I typically jump into the time lapse, but I just wanted to go over a couple of plans for the future and kind of talk about what we're going to be doing here today. So as I scroll out, this is of course our city right here, well, our town really, of Pearl Beach that we built out over the past few episodes to start out the series. If you missed any of those, I'll leave a link to the first episode in the description down below for you. But today we are going to be moving on from this because I feel pretty good about it. I think it's pretty well built out now that we have the utility plant over here and everything. And of course we got a lot of island to still work with, like pretty much all of it. So today, I think what we're going to do is we're going to jump ship over to the other side of the island right around here. We have some good fertile fields down in here, and I think we're going to start building out a little bit of our food infrastructure and things like that. Obviously, we don't really need to do that, but I think it would just be a good build to do. So we're going to build out a cool like agricultural co-op slash banana farm, I think is the plan, with a little town kind of connecting it that services the farm over here. So that's going to kind of be the plan for today. So we're pretty much across the island from where we've been building. So we're going to be over in this area. And as we kind of go forward, I think our main city, now that I'm looking at it, is going to kind of stretch across these, well, I guess it's one part of this island, this little peninsula of the island right here. And then kind of dotting around, we'll probably have some smaller towns and then maybe like another city over here or something like that. But, you know, I just wanted to show you guys the map again so you can get a sense of where we are as we build. But we're going to jump into the time lapse for today's build, guys. So I really hope you enjoy it. And as always, if you've been enjoying the videos, definitely leave a like down below. It helps me out a ton and helps grow the channel. And I am shooting for 1,000 by the end of the year, so hopefully we can get there as far as subs go. But I really appreciate all the support you guys have shown so far. And we're going to go ahead and jump into that build. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you there. So like I said in the beginning, starting out, I wanted this to be a banana farm, and I actually found these workable industrial banana farm props, which you'll see going on there. But I have a lot of other like props and stuff that I can use for like grain farming and corn farming and things like that. So I added a couple of those fields on the side. We ended up with an absolute mad lad amount of fields. I didn't realize how much truck traffic each of these fields actually generates in terms of like tractors and all that crap. And oh my god, it was a rough go when I had them all active. So I ended up actually deactivating more than half the fields just because there was way too much traffic going on. And, you know, I wanted people to actually be able to get in and out of this area without, you know, having to wait 45 minutes. So now what we're doing is we're kind of moving away from the typical farm stuff, and I went on the workshop and I downloaded this food factory right here. So I just wanted to kind of have this as part of this area. I wanted it to be like, you know, they both grow crops and also generate finished outcomes in this one little area and ship it out to the other parts of Mauna Key. So we're gonna have a nice little bit of factory over here. Gonna pop in some different props and stuff, basically just make a nice little parking lot for the people who work at the factory, and then just do a couple bit of industrial props around the sides of it and things like that. I think it ends up looking pretty nice. I did realize I need to get some more parking lines that are just like decals, just because I don't have as many as I used to. But yeah, I think as far as just a simple little parking lot goes, it ends up looking pretty good, and this whole area kind of ties together really nice in like a agricultural industry kind of way. It's not too industrial. It's not too like, it's not a hippie farm either. It's kind of in the middle, which I like. So I'm gonna kind of let you guys watch me build this part out, and I will see you in a bit. So just kind of finishing up most of the propping over here as far as it goes with the food factory, and we're just going to jump in a second here and do some lighting. And something that bears mentioning, the quick-eyed of you will notice it. Why do these trucks light up? Like, why do they have their own source of light? It really bothered me. So I can't use those trucks anymore because for some reason they glow like the sun. So I end up deleting those out. If you didn't see what I'm saying, just a couple of those big pickup trucks for some reason glow in the dark. Don't know why. So gonna delete those out and try to find a replacement truck there. But that is gonna just about do it for the food factory bit of this, and we're just gonna move on to doing a little bit more farm detailing. So I just grabbed a whole bunch of different like combine tractors and things like that. I've used some of these in like Acadia and I'm sure in San Pedro at some time, and just putting down different like resources and stuff just to kind of fill in the area. Honestly, with industrial areas and farms are industrial areas, you can really throw down whatever crap you want and most of it'll fit, because it's like, yeah, someone could be using that. Like, why are there pipes there? I don't know. Maybe someone is digging out something in the middle of the field and has to do piping to get it irrigated, you know? So you can pretty much throw down whatever you want, and I think that's part of the reason I really enjoy doing industrial areas, is you can just kind of go wild with different props, and like no one can really say they're not supposed to be there, right? So it's this is my castle. I'm in power here. So I kind of didn't like how square this little part was. I am still going to keep it a square, but I did just want to add a little like overgrowth and stuff and not have it be like a perfect square parking lot. Going on here, and I am going to kind of frame the farm with different amounts of vegetation and things like that, just again to kind of get that tropical jungle feel, and especially where we're doing banana farming over here, you want it to seem like, you know, trees used to grow here, but they made room to use the soil for agriculture and things like that. So just kind of framing it in, really. And that's all. That's the name of the game when you build things and you don't want to use an absolute disgusting amount of trees, just kind of frame them in, and it'll look good at certain angles. You know, maybe from far away you won't have the most believable forests, but it'll work. So we're just going to finish off doing that, and we got a few more details going on around here for the farm. And then from there, we are going to jump into a little bit of town building because the farm was kind of lonely. It needed some friends, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So like I said before, originally the plan was just to build out the farm, but I really just felt like this area needed just some more stuff going on in it, and especially we're considering our closest residents to this farm literally live on the other side of the map. I felt like it was necessary to put a little town on the side over here. So in just a second, we're going to start building that out a little bit more. It really isn't going to be anything big. In fact, the main bit of it, the main residential bit, is going to be mobile homes. So I'm going to kind of build a trailer park, which I thought was kind of a fun little build to do for residential area. And, you know, my idea is this is where the farm workers live. Like, this is a farming town. It's really just to service that big agricultural co-op we got going on. So the roads are going to change around a little bit, but for the main setup, this is going to kind of be it. So we're going to start just by, you know, doing our due diligence and building out a little bit of main road commercial here. Nothing too crazy, just a couple little shops and like a convenience store. And you just saw me put down that Dunkin' Donuts and the gas station. I put those down because I feel like any kind of drive-through stop here, like people aren't coming to this town unless they live here. Anybody who stops here is pretty much just going to be stopping off for gas. So I always feel like they have a gas station and like a coffee shop right next to the exit. So that's why we got that Dunkin's there, and we got that BP gas station. So we're just going to build out that little bit of commercial. We're going to do a little bit of detailing, nothing too crazy, just some like parking lots and drive-throughs and a little bit of right here vegetation and stuff like that. I'm actually doing this vegetation to hide the bleed over from the surface painter. This is kind of what I do to make these look edge in a little better. Typically I would use ploppable asphalt, but for some reason I can't get it to match the tone of my actual asphalt and surface painter. So a real easy way just to kind of mold through that and make it look a little neater is just to add a bunch of vegetation. And you know, these are kind of my buffers for the beach too, so just popping those in and cleaning it up a little bit. But yeah, like I said, we're going to do a little bit of detailing and propping on the main street, and then we will jump into the residential part of the build and finish up the town. So that was just another little bit of propping I like to do. I love doing like little seating areas where there's blank space in the main street, you know, just for people to hang out, put a bus stop by it, and then just for a little added detail, just throw in some ads, you know. So I got these street ad packs that I like putting down, and I'll throw down a couple billboards. And I think honestly, just by doing that, it makes it feel more real. I think, you know, especially where I'm American, you know, advertisements are everywhere. So I think just having them kind of thrown up really does add a little bit. And now we are going to beautify this gas station, probably more than it deserves to be, because it's, you know, a gas station. But we're going to kind of use curbs and stuff to just line out where the parking lots are going to be and kind of fence it in and all that good stuff. I'm still getting used to the curve line tool. I think for some reason it hasn't been like attaching to the ground for me. It's been going either too low or too high. So I have to kind of mess around with those a little bit, but it is an awesome tool, you know, just so you don't have to be working on clipping curbs together and all that stuff. But we're going to kind of use those to frame everything out and use it for landscaping purposes and things like that. And just kind of make the gas station look a little more unique, a little more special. You know, again, with this game, with a lot of base models, you're not going to have parking. Like, you're not going to have kind of footprints to your building. So that's what a lot of my detailing is. It's just adding footprints to the building and just making their like outside spaces a little bit more interesting to look at and a little bit more real, I guess. I say that as I have intersecting parking lots with no room for cars to park. Anyway, we're going to finish out landscaping this up and making it look all purty, and that is pretty much going to take care of most of the main street propping for this build. So now we're just jumping into the main residential part of this build. Like I said, I wanted to do something a little unique with the residential area here. So this is going to be a trailer park area. Eventually we might put some condos in too, but kind of the idea right here, this building you just saw me plop down is by Avanya. It's just called a small office. So this is kind of in my head like the renter's office, the little like main community building for this trailer park. We're gonna put a little pool on the back side of it, like a little community pool, and kind of prop that in a little bit. I like doing little community pools and having like little housing communities like this. I think it gives a little more personality to the housing area that you're building. You know, rather than just having a bunch of standalone houses and stuff, it is cool to just have little communities like this. So we're gonna give them a community pool, nothing special, not making it fancy. It's not gonna be like the pools that I have on my hotels or anything. So we're just using concrete under it, and we'll pop in like a fence and throw in a couple of chairs and, you know, all that good stuff. And now to finish up the build, we are going to put down all of our different trailers. So most of these are from the DK trailer pack. A couple of them are just different mobile homes. So the DK trailer pack, what I really like about them is that they already come with props on them. So you can see kind of the roads that come into them and the different props. But I am going to add props of my own. So you see me going through adding mailboxes and things like that. I put like some lawn mowers down, cars, just random things just to make it look like it's a little more lived in. And obviously with these ones that don't have road connections or anything like that, I did just put in like a dirt little path to make it look like they have little driveways and things like that. And again, it just kind of builds together a community a little bit more. So like I said, that is just about gonna do it for the build. We are gonna jump into a live play section so you guys can see everything without the speed of the time lapse and kind of go through what we built here today. But if you did enjoy it, definitely leave a like down below. Like I said, that really helps grow the channel and I super appreciate that support. And definitely leave a comment too, that also helps grow the channel, and I love hearing from you guys, hearing what you thought of the build. But I'm gonna let the music play out and I will see you on the other side. Enjoy. Hey everyone, and welcome to the live play section of today's build. So I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. I just wanted to show you the town of Kona and the farm that we built in a little bit more detail. So we'll start with the town. So as you come off the highway right here, we have this exit and it comes right into like a gas station right here on the corner. So if people just need to get gas and turn around, they can. So it's a really small town, just kind of like a little, there's like a convenience store, just a couple little shops, putting a Dunkin' Donuts with a drive-through back here, and same thing over here. I'll change the light so you can see the other ones. So just more small shops and things like that. So I wanted this just to be like a little community and that basically services this farm over here. So in the back here for the housing, I did do kind of like a trailer park back here. I thought that would be kind of a fun idea. So we have the little like main office right here with like the community pool. So this is like the renter's office and kind of where people go to, hang out by the pool if they want, when they have days off and things like that. And then just through here, just added a whole bunch of different mobile homes and trailers and things like that, and put different bits of props in front of them and around them. Some of them came with props, which was awesome. And then other ones I just kind of added in, and people actually go and like use them and things like that and sit down, which is pretty cool. So we got someone sitting in their backyard there. So just kind of stretch that on through. I just thought that'd be a fun idea. We'll probably actually expand a little bit more residential at some point, because I did get like some condos and stuff I could add over here just to make it a little bit bigger. But I really just wanted to have it be a small, cute little town, and I think it came out pretty good. So it's just right off the highway, and of course, like I said, it goes all the way and services over here, which is our huge farm. I actually had to disable a whole bunch of these fields because the amount of truck traffic coming in and out was just ludicrous. So I took a few of them and disabled them. So they're still there, we can still see them, but when I pop out to regular view, there's a bunch of blips going off that they don't like it, but whatever. So as far as the farm goes, this is kind of like the main farm building. Just added a whole bunch of different material movers, tractors, things like that, grain carts and things like that. So that's the main farm building with the little farm barracks right here. So it is at the main part a banana farm, just because I thought that'd be fun and kind of fits the tropical theme. And of course, if we ever need any money or anything like that, I did make sure that we had a backup plan. So there is always money in the banana stand. So we have the Bluth frozen banana stand from Arrested Development. For everybody who gets that joke, I appreciate you. For everyone who doesn't, go watch Arrested Development. Anyway, last couple of things. We have our grain silos over here with the absolute mad amount of trucks still coming through it. Added some more props over here, and of course we got our field of cattle. So I did just put a bunch of those like mud decals and stuff just to kind of mess up the ground under them, where you have this much cattle walking around, the ground isn't going to look great. So I thought that was just a nice little detail to add to that field to make it look a little more realistic. And then over here we have our little food factory, so everything that gets made and put into the grain silos over here will eventually find its way into this and get turned into food to get shipped off and around into the different parts of Mauna Key. So that is pretty much the build here today, guys. So I think everything put together, I think it came out pretty good. Definitely let me know what you think down below. Leave a comment. That also helps grow the channel, so I really appreciate the support when you guys leave those comments and things, and let me know what you think of the build, and definitely let me know other builds you want to see in Mauna Key. We have a couple kind of planned out in my head, but there's so much room that we can still add. Like I said, the buildable space is actually a lot more than you think it would be, so we still got a lot of room to build out, of course. So anything you guys want to see, let me know and we can see what we can do. But that is going to do it for me here today, guys. So we're going to jump into some cinematic shots for you. But as always, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Again, that helps me grow the channel. We're trying to shoot for 1,000 by the end of the year, so I'd really appreciate that help getting there. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, check out my other ones and subscribe if you enjoy those as well. I really appreciate that too. But I'm going to leave you with those cinematic shots, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Have an awesome weekend. Peace.